So nice. Hello. Oh, I think I forgot to change the go live notification. Yeah, I'm better now. Hi, Jer. How you doing? Thank you so much for the tier 3. Hello, hello. Hi, Ziz. Hi, Cracked. Hi, Infinite. How you doing? Hi, Minerals. Hi, Lane. Hi, Pew. How you doing? Jer, Jishi, Keeb Science, Scythe, Jordan. Huang, how you doing? Slash, OMG, hi, Alex, how you doing, man? Ad, Conan, how you guys doing? How's my sinuses? I think they're a little better. I'm still a little bit, like, stuffed up. But I think that's an allergy thing. I don't think that's anything to do with anything else. It feels like an allergy thing right now. How are you guys? We had one really nice day the other day here in Toronto. And now it's back to being chilly. And apparently it's supposed to snow a little bit tomorrow. Hi, Curly. How you doing? Hi, Lander. Hi, Drew. How's the website? Oh, man. Do you guys want to see what I've been doing so far? I think I showed you guys. It's a public link. I just haven't posted it anywhere yet. Or, I mean, I haven't linked it to anywhere yet. What was the web page here? Oh, boy. Now to go find it. Now to go find it. That's the tough part now. Okay, I got it. I can show you guys. So nice. Crumpled, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it was really nice the other day. 2 builds today. One's more of a... Like, to be fair, one of them we're just looking at. One that we are going to be unboxing and then kind of criticizing. Or maybe there's nothing to criticize. I don't know. We're just going to be unboxing and looking at it. The other one's going to be a Manta build. Do you guys have Sundays in Canada? Yeah. As of last weekend, we just started having... We just recently developed Sundays here. Yeah, Arding, I'd love to see it. Thank you, Tech Blog. Appreciate you, man. The stream is such quality slop, you only feel like... Wait, what happened? This stream is such quality slop, you only like it because it's good? Thanks, Fried. Here, I'll show you guys what I've been working on for the webpage. Okay, let me just do it like this so I can put it to this side. Okay, I want your guys' opinion too. So essentially, let me try to give you guys the background of what and how I'm trying to do this. So let me load it up. Okay. Here, let's do like this, and then I have to make this a little bit wider. So here is essentially what I've been doing. It is, actually, let's just drag this on top of everything else too. It is a web page in which I will have, I'm hoping down the road, because this is going to take me a little while, all the keyboard photos, for the most part, that I've ever taken for almost every project. For the most part. I say that because sometimes there are photos in which, honestly, I've just lost. I might have to go through like my socials and try to download them there, but... So this posed a few challenges. Number 1, I use Elementor in WordPress, which is like a website builder, but I hate it. Even the add-ons, I hated all of their photo widgets. Like, I did not like it one bit. So challenge number 1 was actually making one myself. That was very challenging and new. So I basically had to make an add-on, which I had to muster up all of what I remembered with PHP, CSS. Well, CSS is easy, and then JavaScript, which was, or I guess JS, JavaScript, yeah. That was difficult because honestly, I don't remember much of JS either. So that was like number 1. Technic, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate you, man.
Technic gifted a tier 1 sub to Pedro Sachigo.
Thank you, thank you. Challenge number 2 was figuring out a layout that actually worked. And then also part of challenge number 2 was trying to figure out a way to get photos.
Great so far.
Thank you, Grid. Get photos to look good without them being overwhelming and without having to click into more individual pages. I didn't want to do that. As great as that is probably for SEO, I just thought that would actually be a lot of extra clicks and people would just get sick of the website. I wanted, the whole goal was I wanted people to like look at this and then scroll down and be like, wow, these are some great photos. And then click in, and then you can go through them individually this way, hit escape, leave. So it's been a little bit challenging, and then also getting it mobile friendly and tablet friendly. The only last thing I'm probably going to do at this point here, which I think there's a fix. I was talking to someone who was very, very helpful, might be in stream right now. I might have to tweak how it works, like when you do like a horizontal scroll wheel, for example. It's kind of awkward right now, like it's not easing in properly. And then I might want to add arrows on the bottom so people can just click through. And I already have that set up, I just need to style them. But yeah, that's basically going to be it. And then as a bonus thing I might try to do is like a jump to page where you can just search and then go down, you know, depending on what you search for. But yeah, that's basically the web page so far. And then, like I said, I'm just going to be adding, some of it didn't load properly. Yeah, so this is, again, I think this is just me having to refresh it. Hold on, let me just refresh the cache. There we go. But yeah, this is, I'm going to be doing lazy load though, Alex. So your website, like nothing will have to load until you scroll to it. Hence why you keep seeing them load as I go down. But yeah, it was kind of challenging, kind of fun at the same time, but finally I'll have a web page with all the keyboard photos in full resolution in which you guys can jump through and take a look at and do whatever you guys want with. After all these years of doing it, and again, I've only done a little bit of the boards. I have to upload all the photos still. It's not going to be infinite scroll. It's literally just going to be a big giant list. So should be fun. Should be fun. And like I said, you can just scroll through them. You just click and drag, which I thought was pretty fun here. The amount of times I had to search through Twitter to find photos of your builds, hoping they were posted. And I hope that's what this does now, is you can just like click and look through them and do what you guys want. So I'll tell you guys what though, what a challenge. I started doing this Friday morning, and I feel like I haven't really challenged myself to do anything like super new on like my side of things. So this was definitely really fun. I kind of laser focused this all weekend. Like we did a little bit of things. It was nice on Saturday, so we took a walk and stuff. But like any free time that I had in front of the computer, I was doing this, or like I was looping a batch of switches. But it was fun. It was really fun. I'm definitely not done yet. I think there's probably still a while to go for this. So let's see this. Let's see this, Ardang. Little Easter weekend project. Oh, are you? Holy. Oh, that looks good. So it's kind of like raw, right? Maybe some of the layout needs a change, like between the project names and photos, there's a lot of spacing. The reason why there's a lot of spacing between the project names is so people know it's like a gallery. I was thinking about right aligning everything, but I didn't like the way it looked. And then I'm also thinking about adding a subtle line or like an arrow. So I'll see. I'm not completely done. But dude, this was so much fun, man. Honestly, I had a blast doing this. If you guys are ever like wanting to do fun things where you challenge yourself, man, if it's the right project, you can really lock in, man. It's fun. It's fun, dude. Maybe make a printable version, choose several different images, and make a printable gallery like a magazine. There's so many things I want to do. Like, kind of like Sent It just said, I want to make word filters more than just the name of the board. Like, I want to have like a hashtag system. But dude, this is going to be truly months of work. A lookbook would be really fun too. But I think that's maybe pushing the amount of stuff I can do. I might have to, not outsource, but I might have to ask for assistance there or hire someone to do that. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I even want to put eventually like the keycap sets I used. I don't know about switches. I don't know if it matters much because you can't see them. Hire Claude. No, the whole thing this week that I wanted to do was not rely on AI. Although I did ask some friends for help, and I'm pretty sure they just ran it through AI anyways. But I tried to just rely on my own knowledge because I didn't want to run it through an AI generator and then be given an answer and not understand what it did. You know what I mean? So this weekend was really just like self-learning. Can you make your own versions of Teha keyboard vinyl after the website is done? Oh. Wait, like digital file? Or you actually want to make a vinyl? AI can be good for errors, but for coding logic or things is different. Yeah, to be fair though, I've tried doing coding stuff with AI in the past, and every single time it was poo. I never got it working properly. So, good to learn the concepts for relying on AI. Yeah, because like I ultimately want to like learn. That's the whole point of this, right? I want to like understand what I'm doing. But hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Hopefully everyone's doing well. A leather hand-bound lookbook. Dude, I feel like that's expensive too, man. I feel like all this shit's expensive. I really do. Good morning, War. It depends on which AI you use because some are specialized. I don't know. I also feel like there's limitations with the free ones, and I have to pay. And honestly, I'm kind of burnt out with monthly subscriptions at this point here. Like, super burnt out. You know, even my website cost has like doubled in the last 2 years. And nothing's changed. I'm still paying for everything the same.
Did you see that study of AI being a cognitive crutch and how we're turning into a bunch of Wall-E people? It really kills a lot of critical thinking, which is kinda scary if you think about it.
Yeah, this is exactly why, like, the most I'll rely... Like, I have no ill will for people who want to use AI for things. I just think for my personal growth and mental use, like, the most I use it for is grammar. And even then, lately, I've been... Because I'm able to, like, oh, the AI did this, and this makes more sense, I'll just do that next time. So I think it's kind of how you use the application. I don't think any application, whether it's AI or not, should ever be used as a crutch for those kind of things. So, dude, I heard EU is getting their Mantas, well, parts of the EU. I heard it should be like, what, a week for you guys? I guess it's being shipped tomorrow because, oh no, it'll probably be shipped Tuesday. I don't think a lot of businesses are open tomorrow. I've heard this year a lot of businesses are going to be closed on Monday. But I'm really excited for you guys, man. All right. We'll just loosely jump into today's board. So today's board. Okay, let me explain this one here. We're doing another HE build. All right. Before I jump too much into it, WLMOUSE has been a brand I've been using a lot for mice. And I actually have a few of their mice, and they're pretty good. They did want to send this over. This is going to be a sponsored review. However, they're not seeing this, obviously, because it's live. I haven't even opened this yet. I did do some research on the board, and my opinions are going to be my own. They didn't tell me to say anything. I actually didn't even speak to them. This was actually sent by another brand, being mechanicalkeyboards.com. So I actually haven't talked to WLMOUSE at all. But we're going to be taking a look at the, I guess, Huan63 from WLMOUSE. It's a magnesium keyboard. I've had mixed experiences with magnesium as a material. I think sometimes it can look really nice, and sometimes it can look and sound kind of odd. So it's going to be an interesting one. It is a more expensive product. This also has been hyped up a lot too, I've been seeing, kind of like the Gravistar one we took a look at. Yeah, this one's about $200, well, I think it's on sale right now, but I think it's about $280 on sale. Let's see, yeah, $280. This is one of the more popular units from what I saw as well. So I want to talk about a few things, because I think it's important to talk about these things. I like HE boards. HE boards are a lot of fun. I've been liking Hall Effect as a overall product, especially over the last year. They've been enjoyable to use. It's also been kind of enjoyable to see their progression in the space. Now, it does seem like we're getting a lot more support when it comes to Hull effect in the custom keyboard world. And I already know some people are probably going to be like, Alex, why are we even bothering to look at this? You know, we've looked at boards. We're going to be looking like the Overture. We've looked at the Kafka. We're looking at other more like premium HE products or nicer looking ones. The reason why, and I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys understand why I like looking at these things, is because it is important to see what we can learn from any brand or designer or whatever who are designing these types of boards. And I think it's important to look at something objectively and see where it kind of excels and where it maybe doesn't excel as much. So that's part of the reason why I want to look at this. Also, this has been requested. I didn't realize how much this has been requested for me to take a look at over the last few months until I was going through one of my videos. So it should be fun. I'm going to tell you right now that the aesthetic of this board is interesting. And I don't think it's interesting in a good or bad way. It's just very different. Actually, I put my knife away, so let me just grab this. In the end, everything is decided by software. For these types of boards, yes, it is more of a software-driven experience. So yeah, this is done by WLMOUSE. Happy Easter! Happy Easter, guys. If you guys are celebrating. Why does Alex's... Wait. Sucking on helium? Am I? Actually, hold on a second. Before we start stream, I need to complain about something. 1 second. Let me see if I can go quickly find it. One moment, guys. One moment. One second, everybody. 1 second. I saw this pop up, and I gotta say, I have a lot of questions, but not a lot of answers. What is this? Who did this? I woke up this morning and I saw this, and why? What the heck? True Endgame? Why are you looking at Sunday photos without us? I don't think this is in Sunday photos. This is in the... Oh boy, I don't even remember which one this is in now. This is in Keyboard Showcase. Masterpiece? Dude, honestly, some of those are kind of cursed looking, I'm not gonna lie. It belongs in a museum. You have to respect it. I know I upvoted it. I'm not gonna lie, I looked at that and I just sighed. I sighed and I stared at my computer screen looking at that being like, damn, is this what this stream has become? Are you gonna review it? I don't think there's much to review. Oh my god. I'm getting a horror movie vibe from it, not gonna lie. It does, right? It kind of gives you like that horror movie vibe, especially the second and fourth photo. Right? So stupid. I respect it though. Alright, let's take a look at this, shall we? So, it comes in a little shiny box. Shut up and take my money. Okay, so before we open it up, here are the things people have been hyping up about this board. From the other reviews that I watched and from community members. Some people were saying they really liked the general aesthetic of this. A lot of people said they really liked the switches. Some people said they really liked the quality. And there was a few people who were over the moon about the software, so we'll see. But there was a few little minor complaints, especially when it comes to the disassembly process of this. So it does have this little keyboard bag, which I saw, and I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of cool. I gotta say that. I will say that this is different. I don't mind this. This kind of reminds me of my camera bag a little bit, because I have a camera bag that looks like this. I kind of vibe with it. It does give it more of a purse feel, but like there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of cool. It does have this like little strap thing, which doesn't... Oh, I guess it does have like a strap. Oh, interesting. You can put that there. Yeah, I vibe with this. I vibe with this hard. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, the pink one. This does come in 3 different colors. I'm not gonna lie, the pink one's fire though. Oh, it's a magnetic clasp. Look at that. Yeah, this is cool. I got nothing but respect for this. Little keyboard clutch, you know? Pink, yes. Yeah. They chose some fun accent color. Well, I shouldn't say accent, a third color. They have white, black, and pink. And again, this is almost $300, so I'm expecting nothing but the best for this. Right away, I'm going to tell you guys this. These are one of the better translucent keycaps I've seen. But I don't understand this trend with gamer keyboards with putting the name of the keyboard on the spacebar. I don't quite understand the trend. I don't even mind the font on most of these, and I guess the novelty keys are whatever. But yeah, I just don't get it. I feel like every brand needs to do like spacebar naming schemes, which like, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Because we have the name of the board on the other side. Now, here's the part where I wasn't sure if I'd like in person. It's this top accent frame. And apparently these are removable, and I don't know if they're completely swappable at all, but I guess, you know what? Looking at this now in person, I don't mind this. It does have a specific look. This is very busy though. I feel like they should have included in the box for this price. Because these are swappable, they should have included some sort of like alternative accents. Here is the side profile. Even if they did the top as a basic frame, I don't mind this being the side profile. Not big on how the screws just sit there. These screws are a bit out there, but I don't mind the ones on the top. The top frame I don't really, because they're flush, those don't bother me. Now, this reminds me of the Zoom from WLMOUSE. Like, a lot. Oddly enough, I actually kind of prefer the way they did this over the Zoom. Like, a lot more, but it does remind me of it. Should have made some frame flippable. I'm not sure if we can, actually. That'd be cool if we can. We'll take it apart, obviously, today. But then we have a recessed USB-C. No extras on this, I'd say, but the coating looks pretty good on this too. It has a small amount of sparkles. I don't know if my camera will even bother to pick that up today. Probably not. Okay, but it is a little bit sparkly. I've noticed a lot of gamer keyboards are left side, by the way. Does it come with a pink cable? We'll see. The giveaway's already being delivered? Beautiful. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this weekend I was out of it this weekend. Just fully focused on the website thing, so. Is this Hall Effect? Yes, this is a Hall Effect product. I do like these keycaps though. I think they nailed the translucent, whatever transparency on these. Again, don't love the spacebar, love the keycaps. Texture-wise, they actually have a bit of texture, so these are one of the nicer ones. All right, what do we got here? We have, just like the Gravistar keyboard, we have some extra, actually not like the Gravistar, we have extra screws and it looks like a gasket. We have one of those little push brushes, just like the Gravistar keyboard. We have some extra switches. Oh, you're all good, Camille. Honestly, thought this was going to be a mouse. It's one of their only or second keyboards. We have a screwdriver kit, it looks like. Then they have these little charms in which you can put on the keyboard if you really want. I don't think I'm going to put this on mine. I've been seeing this as pretty popular, like keyboard bling. Not really my thing, though. We have a... interesting. A Gatoron switch puller and keycap puller. I mean, that's nice to put in the box. Yeah, this is not a bad tool. That's actually not a bad tool at all. Damn. from Gatoron too. The tool's $20 on its own. That's really a nice pack-in. You know what? This is honestly quite a nice accessory to have. Very, very awesome of them to put this in the box. And that's it. I would have liked to see some alternative keycaps though. I don't know why so many of these brands are dropping the ball on that. Some alternative keycaps where you don't have to use some of these like accented ones would be nice. But these are using some Gatoron switches as well. I'm just gonna put this here for now. And these are part of the things people have been hyping up a little bit. Another one. Be my dad, please. Hi, Ben. How you doing? This keyboard does have arrow keys. It seems like the popular layout, by the way, for a lot of game keyboards is a 64 key layout, by the way. Just so everyone's on the same page, it is going to be a layout that maybe isn't the most ideal for some users, but I actually do prefer using this 64 key layout over some of the standard ones when I'm playing games as well with 60s. The only downside to this, and you have to be aware, is if you love the way this keyboard looks, if you're like, damn Alex, you've sold me already, you're going to be at a loss with the shift key. This uses a 2U shift opposed to a 2.25U. So finding this particular shift key is a bit of a challenge in some other aftermarket keycaps. Remember that. So just as a little heads up. Now these are Gatoron collaboration switches as far as I remember. Let me triple check, because I think these are all Starlights, just different colors. They all should be anyways. Starlight switches. So these are collaboration with Gatoron. Now, if you guys know, I've always been a bit of a first person in line to hate on Gatoron for their stock lubricant. So I guess we'll see how these are today. It does seem a bit heavy though. It does seem like these were lubed a bit heavy. We'll see, we'll see. But cute, pink switches to match the board. Would have been nice for a pink cable to match the keyboard as well. This is kind of a whatever cable. Would have been cool. No, these are 30 or something. I think these are really light. Let me double check. These are a 47 gram bottom out. An initial force of 33. So these are pretty light. So again, right away, does this scream $300 product? $290, whatever you want to call it. I would say it's like, it feels expensive, but I don't think I'm quite there yet personally. I think aesthetic aside, you have to really be into the aesthetic, guys. Like, it's really hard to judge something based off of like, do you like this aesthetic? It might not be for you, but I've seen a lot of people on Reddit say they really like it. It does feel a little bit lackluster for $300. I would actually say, like, if this was priced right away, like again, initial impressions, if this was priced at even $75 lower, I would say that would make a lot more sense to me. And they did, they do have this whole thing about having a lot of RGB, and that's not really a selling point in my humble opinion, but they do have a lot of RGB on the side, which, again, I don't think that's worth a premium, but it was part of their marketing. I can see a lot of people loving this. A lot of people liking this, just based off the RGB. I know it's not probably our aesthetic here, but... Alright, we're going to just see what the stock keyboard sounds like, and then we're going to open it up and see what the internals are. Maybe this will impress us internal-wise. We're going to unplug it, though. I do think this looks a lot nicer with no RGB. Alright, let's see what the WLMOUSE Huan63 sounds like. And then we're going to do a teardown for this. I would say, honestly, this does sound a little bit better than most of the HE stuff I've tried. I do think the stabilizers, they're not perfect. They're not perfect out of the box. And you guys saw this is a brand new box. Is it better than the Kafka? I would have to do switch for switch. You know what I mean? I think the Kafka aesthetic completely, for me again, the Kafka aesthetic and even the price point of the Kafka blows this out of the water. But you may want RGB. You may want something that's a bit more like out there and has a bit more of a theme to it, I guess. I don't think this is objectively better than the Kafka, though. No. All right. Well, I do think the stabs need some work. Let's open this up and see what this actually has. Let's see what these extra panels are all for anyways. Let us give it a go here. Read Fried's message. It's better than Manta, to be honest. Oh, yeah, it's true. Manta didn't even come assembled. You're right. Yeah, you want to know why I feel like this probably looks mass-produced? Is because of these accent pieces. That's why. It's because they're really, really simple in shape, and they kind of just look like something that you would add to a keyboard just for the sake of having some other pieces, you know? So, sounds good, Camille. I can take a look afterwards. I honestly have not looked at my emails all weekend. It's been, I'm not gonna lie, this weekend's been a bit of a trying to get my brain unfried this weekend. I've been, if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm feeling a little bit of burnout. Just a smidge of burnout this last month that I'm starting to feel a little bit more and more. All right, so we have a few screws to get into the top frame here, which I think we need to take this off anyways. They are a Torx bit, which is nice. This is a sponsor stream. Yep, I disclosed it at the beginning. I mean, I can already tell you though, even though it's sponsored, I hope you guys understand I'm still giving my honest review on stuff. They sent us the keyboard. So this is a very thin piece. Yeah, you know what would have been really smart of them to do? They should have made this flippable. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. If they just made this flippable, I think, and imagine the board was just a solid color. This could have had two very different aesthetics, and I think this could have been very much a totally different product. So Carol, you have to say anytime you receive products where you don't have to pay for, or any sort of monetary compensation, you have to say it's sponsored. Because if they're giving you a keyboard, that's still compensation. I know some people might disagree with me and say, oh, well, what are you going to do with another keyboard? You're technically given something that's worth money, so you have to say it. You were the one if you were adhering to that. I have been trying my best for years to do that. Thanks, Carol. All right, so I think the next part of this was I have to take off. Actually, I'm just going to use my own switch puller because I don't feel like taking the other one out. I just dropped one. Do you ever get sponsors that aren't explicitly showcases? What do you mean by that? Or that, sorry. But actually, Adam, what do you mean by that? Like they want showcases only? I've been asked to just showcase stuff, which never works out, by the way. Because I almost always end up giving criticism of some sort, whether it's positive, moot, or stuff I would have done different. I tend to try to not take those. All right, there should be 2 screws, which these are all Phillips head screws. I really don't remember which screws we have to take out. There are a certain number of screws here we have to take out to get to the inside of this board. I think it's only 2 screws. But I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll just take off all the caps. Yeah, you can already tell they're Phillips heads. I don't know if you guys can see. He hoards them nowadays. He believes they'll collect those in the future. Mode keycaps. Oh, the switch pullers? I don't hoard them. Not anymore. Let's see how they did the spacebar area too. All these screws on the outside and they're still hidden screws. Yeah. So I think what I would have done differently to access this board is make you not have to disassemble the keycaps to get to it. Like, I always think it's a bit ridiculous. I think what I would have done is just added more screws hidden inside this top frame since you already have a removable top frame. So I do feel like it's a bit of a silly engineering thing. And now I have to remember exactly which screws are which, because some of them are meant for the plate and some of them are meant just for the keyboard itself. And I think it's these two. I think it's only literally 2 screws we're taking out. And you can tell they put a piece of tape on one. That's your warranty void in quotations, which is tisk tisk. Yeah, that's one of them, and I think it's this one here too. Okay. I think now we're able to take it out. I don't know if it's these 2 screws on the bottom as well. Let me triple check. It might be. Maybe not. Maybe not that one. Maybe it's this one. What's that space under the spacebar? Kind of looks like some sort of wall outlet. Well, there's LEDs underneath the spacebar. That's what those are. They've slapped a few LEDs. Okay, so it's 4 screws. My mistake. I thought it was only a few screws. Okay. So now, here is the inside of the board. And this is where it becomes a little bit silly, is they put... I'm going to show you guys. To get inside the board, which, you know, again, if you want to build a board that opens up, I'd say it's always make sure it's easy as possible. They've put some ribbon cables, well, a ribbon cable, in a spot where you're going to have to be extremely delicate as you take this apart. Which is, again, a little counterintuitive for a custom product. And I still consider this a custom product. Alright, so here is the actual PCB. Holy LEDs. Do you guys see how many LEDs? Alex, you're kidding, right? What am I kidding about? That is a crap ton of LEDs here. Jeez. All the RGB, yeah. Tons of RGB here. I changed my mind, this keyboard's peak. This is a tray mount, which I'm shocked that this is going down the tray mount option here. I feel like there could have been a million different ways to kind of mount this. But it is going to be mounted on these plastic, well, not plastic, magnesium poles. And then it's going to rest on these, which we'll show you. Let's take this off. It's going to rest on these. And there's nothing, again, there's nothing inherently wrong with tray mount. A little odd that they decided to go down that route. Also, again, I don't really like this either. They've gone down a route where it has a lot of parts that can easily fall off. As you guys can see, these are resting on top and they're just lightly adhered. Actually, yeah, they're just barely adhesive. So it looks like the mounting style is just going to be, if my camera, yeah, my camera does not like this. these taller ones that lay down on this silicone piece. Because this is one big silicone piece over here. Yeah, I can't say that like I'm super impressed by their decision to go with a tray mount. But it is interesting to see, and again, taking this with a moment. Interesting to see they went with a magnesium case, but then lined it all with silicone on the bottom, which is interesting, I guess. Very interesting. Now, let's see another thing here. At least I'll give them props on one thing. They didn't put an adhesive on the back of this foam. That's usually like the number one thing that makes me not want to open up keyboards and take them apart and mod them a little bit further, is this sticky piece sometimes. Yeah, I probably, honestly, if they didn't want to alter the case at all, I'm shocked they didn't go friction mount of some sort. I feel like friction would have been the best thing. Very shocked. And there's a bunch of layers of foam in here, and on their website, how's this worth your time, dude? IBM, I'm gonna stop right there. And I don't mean any disrespect. People want to look at things. Right? It's not that it's not worth anyone's time. If someone was going to ever buy this product and wanted to look at a review that's, you know, hopefully considered non-bias, I think it's worth my time. Wouldn't you say? Just because it's not a custom keyboard. I think it's valuable information to look at. You know? I don't think I saw many. I think there was one or two reviews of like complete teardowns with like, you know, more objective, hey, this is done this way here. Just woke up, what we're looking at? A WLMOUSE keyboard. You know? So I think it's worth time. The honesty Alex gives is what makes it worth it. Thank you, Drew. All right, well, again, I don't think this is a terrible decision to make this tray mount. But I am a little disappointed that this is only tray mounts. Really hoping they would go with something else. I feel like I don't consider tray mount to be out of date. So just so you guys understand too. Tray mount's not always out of date. There are some amazing tray mount keyboards, but I do feel like the implementation here is a little bit questionable. It does kind of feel cheap, which is unfortunate. Now I know there's going to be some people who are probably going to tell me that it doesn't really matter. This is a gaming keyboard. The sound signature of this might not matter as much. The feeling of this might not matter as much. But when you're dealing with like a premium product, I expect there to be some sort of premium nature to it, not just like, hey, this is sitting on a piece of silicone and you're screwing it in with 4 screws. I don't know. For me, like I'd want something that's a little bit more like the execution of the product would have to be a bit more like thoughtful. That's kind of what I'm like getting at here. You know? I am curious though if this would sound good with no foam. I feel like it actually would. $300 is quite a bit for the mounting style. Tray mount was more common on the old school gamer keyboards. There are still some amazing keyboards to this day that have some like genuinely really nice tray mount sound signatures. This is meant to be a premium product, but not automatically a custom keyboard. Yeah, I guess for me, like when I'm thinking of $300 products, right? I need to figure out like what is meant to be $300. I know the PCB, you know, on a positive note, the PCB is going to be, I feel like every PCB is like this these days, 8K with, you know, all the bells and whistles for those who actually want it. 8K with 256K full key scanning. I know that was kind of hyped up by some people. If that matters to you, you know, and I think they've even labeled it tournament grade. If you're competing, maybe this is a great choice. I would say for the everyday gamer, stuff like that, you'd be surprised in how little that's actually going to affect your gameplay, your gaming experience, you know? Hey chat, if I let go of a bunch of keys while moving, does anyone have any recommendations for good pre-built pink keyboards? Is there an Evo of pre-built? I use wired for my keyboards personally, never wireless. I don't even think this is wireless. This is going to be wired. Wireless 8K is like a nightmare for battery life, by the way. Nightmare. All right. Oh, one more screw here. Now, nope, one more screw. This is like a Topper build when it comes to, and you have to have all these screws. In case someone's like rolling their eyes on the screws in this, you need screws for a Hall. Actually, this is a nice PCB. You need screws for a Hall effect keyboard. I do like the PCB art. That's cool. I almost feel like they should have done more with this aesthetic throughout the entire board. Instead of going the route they did on the board for the aesthetic, you know? The PCB is neat. I do like that. I'm gonna get rid of some of this foam because I do want to see what it sounds like without all this foam. Because there's a bunch of layers here. I feel like we can do without this. We'll also tune the spacebar a bit more. PCB is fire? Yeah. The barbed wire thorn branch look would be a nice one on all the panels. Yeah. Okay, truth be told, this is just my, oh no, I just have the whole thing upside down. I have a hot take with this maybe. If they had done the aesthetic of the shell a little differently, I have a feeling that a lot of us might have given the tray mount maybe not as much shit. But I do feel like because of the case aesthetic plus this, it does feel a little bit like, not lazy, but it just feels a bit too simple for what it's cost, for what it's worth. PCB mounted stabs never. Oh, PCB mounted? Well, you can't use PCB mounted with this. You're gonna have to use plate mounted. By the way, in case anyone's wondering, this is the one hill I will die on. There's nothing wrong at all with PCB or plate mounted stabs. Nothing at all. If you compare it to Wooting, this design stands out and it's not that much more expensive. It may be worth taking a look at the software to see how it compares. Well, I also think Wooting's too expensive. So just as an FYI, Wooting's stuff is pricey for what it is. Even their module stuff, it is a fair amount of money. And you know, when we look at things like the Raptor, which I think, or not the Raptor, but the Geon's Venom PCBs, I don't know, man. The Venom PCBs are just a hard case to compare to. It's tough. Yeah, it's a bit expensive to get a PCB from Wooting. I do like the Wooting software, but again, you have to need all the features. And I think with all the competition in the space, and as much as I like the Wooting brand for the software and their PCBs, Venom is just the PCB. What do you get with the kit from Wooting though? You get like some mesh switches and I think some mesh stabs too. And do you get like a plate? I don't know if it's still worth the whole amount of money you're paying. You don't get nothing with that, right? Is it just the plate and... I don't remember what you get exactly. Wooting's all about that support. You are paying a little bit for that for sure. Plate, stabs, and foam. Ah, okay, so you're getting a bit of foam too. I still don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's 100%. At least in my eyes, like I'd still rather go with the Venom. The Unbeatable Pro for Venom is its daughterboard support though. That's true. That's a big one. Software-wise, like I've dabbled a lot in both. I still prefer the Wooting software. I think that's still my favorite software out of anybody's software. To be clear though, for just about any Hall effect board that I've used, I set up the software, I set up the profiles to what I need them to be, and then I'm rarely using the software again. Like, rarely. So in all cases, as long as I've had like a good A to B experience in setting it up, it usually doesn't get touched unless I really need to swap something. So, just as an FYI. All right, let's put this back in the case now. I didn't review a mouse today. I don't think I have a lot to say about the mice that I've used. I've enjoyed the WLMOUSE stuff. Actually, I'm using one technically right now. I unboxed one the other day, and I'm using one. I love their mice. I do. I hope I plug this in right. Let's see. Perfect. I'm a very casual gamer who plays RE unassisted, so I don't know if it's worth it. You probably don't need it. Like, to be 100% fair, you probably do not need to upgrade to like a pro gamer keyboard. What's the difference between MX, EC, and other PCBs for the Agar? So EC is a totally different system in which you're going to be using electrocapacitive switches, and you use a different PCB. And then MX, they're using the standard MX stuff. And I forget what other stuff they have for the Agar. I really don't remember. Yeah, Camille, it's totally fine if you do. A few streams ago, there was a topic on Fuji cameras. Here I'm trying to get into photography, mainly travel and make pictures and memories for city breaks. I have a Canon EOS 700D, but it's not as good as advertised to me. The Fuji is... Here's the thing. My only recommendation as to why I'll always say Fuji's great is because they're out of the camera JPEGs are so easy to tweak within the camera that you can just take good photos, and if you're not a software editing kind of guy, you never have to touch a piece of software for that. That is literally it. Okay, let's see how it sounds now without the foam in between. Oh, forgot to put the switch in. That would help, huh? I do like Lightroom. If you like Lightroom, are you sure it's not just the lenses you're using? Canon makes some good products. Ain't nothing wrong with some good Canon stuff. Will do, Baron. Ooh, this actually sounds way nicer without all the stuff inside. I mean, okay, give me a second here. What's Lightroom? Listen, I did not say that. You're making things up right now. You're absolutely making things up. I definitely did not say that. Wouldn't you say by default Fuji color science is superior to most others? Not really. I think it's just different. I think it depends on what you're trying to do. I'd say the best color science I've ever used out of the box is probably going to be Hasselblad, which might be, you know, a bit crazy, but next up would be Canon or even Nikon. I prefer their color sciences over Fuji's stock color science. I don't think Fuji's color science is hella accurate. It's stylized for sure, unless you're shooting in RAW. Their RAW photos, I've always found, to me, out of the few bodies I've ever shot RAW from them, always felt like they leaned a little bit too much magenta or green. They were never perfectly dead in the middle. You'd always have to do some tweaking. Okay, let's put this little top piece on too again. I almost prefer not putting the top piece on. I know you're able to do that too. I know it's like one of the things you can do, but it looks silly without it. It's a lot of RGB though. Did you tether when you take your photos? I used to. Honestly, it's kind of become a pain in the ass, so I kind of stopped. Kodak cameras? Does Kodak make anything more modern? I always forget. What is Wish saying? I missed it. Did he say something funny? By the way, guys, for the Manta, today I'm going to be doing a little something special. We're going to be doing the Vasa green one today, here in a bit. Okay, actually, I want to tune that spacebar a bit. That's kind of pretty badly done. Just rub it in with the green Manta. Hey guys, there might be some other stuff in the future for that. Who knows? Maybe not green, but there'll be some other fun colors. Okay, let's get this plugged in here. I've been out of the Switch game for a while. Anyone got a pink Switch that can be recommended that's not HMX? Ooh, specifically pink? Anyone have any good suggestions for Magic? I would need to go check. This really needs contrast color frame. This is too pink. You know, I don't know. I actually don't mind that it's so pink. I actually like the pinkness of the board. I think for me, what really needs to happen is they just need to go with something a bit more simple. Hear me out. Hear me out. The frame of the board needs to be simplified. If they had made this more simple, because these translucent keycaps, which I actually think are really freaking nice, this would have been the star of the show, opposed to it being kind of, all right, visually it's cluttered around the edges as well, and then you have these like visually really, not cluttered per se, but like they're a lot to take in visually. So I do think they would have done a better job if they had just made the top frame a bit more simple. They could have left the fronts, they could have left the sides, in my opinion. The top is what needs to be simplified, just a smidge. The bottom of the board, again, has that kind of Wuche vibe to it. This, I think they could leave it like this as well. Actually, let's tune that spacebar like I said. A low-key hater? I'm not hating nothing. Also, Adam, did you respond from earlier? I totally forgot what you said. When you said, do you ever sponsor that on sponsors that aren't specifically showcases? What do you mean by that? I'm actually curious. Do a little bit of extra lube in here. Would you recommend some lenses? I have the Nifty 50 and an 1855. For Canon? Oh man, I am honestly not sure about Canon lenses. I've shot with a lot of camera bodies over the years. I've never shot with Canon. That is one of the few. All right, so this is now without any of the foam in between the PCB and plate. I actually like this way more now. To me, I actually like this way more without the foam. The foam, for whatever reason, just sounded way too stuffed up on this board. Is there a lot of table noise? Really, usually this desk pad's not too bad unless it's flattened over the years. Let's see, let's see. I would still say the board definitely has a certain stiffness to it. Like, it is not quite as like soft as I'd like. but I think it sounds much better without the foam in between. It kind of lets the board breathe. I think that silicone wedge that's sitting on the bottom of this case is doing a lot of work.
Throw a G on RAW in the spacebar, maybe some other ones too.
Let me see. Let me go find if I have a G on RAW. Is this more of a W or an L? I have a thought. I have like a few opinions maybe. I have some comparisons that maybe we can draw from. But let me see. Do I have a Gairon RAW switch lying around somewhere? Let's see. I don't know if I do. I have some other HE stuff we can use. Oh, yeah, I have Ross. We're good. Hi, Dragon. How you doing?
RAW alexgasm.
Do you have the TTC King of Magnetic switch? Maybe to brighten up the sound profile? I have a bunch of different stuff here. I don't think I have those particular ones, though. Those I don't think I have. These switches are a bit lighter. I think they lean more to being a bit more like... Yeah, they're a bit more like deeper sounding, these Gairon ones. So this is a G on RAW. It's still, and I think because of the way this case is, it still has more of an oddly plasticky sound. Because even the plate is technically a plastic plate. I think it was an FR4 plate. Not plastic, but you know, it's not really aluminum. I'm not really getting many like notes of fullness, I guess. We can try a different spacebar, yeah. We can try a GMK. Maybe it's also these polycarbonate ones. Some GMK show me. What switches would be good on this board? I mean, I'd probably just switch to the Gairon RAWs, to be honest. Like, already, look at the difference between even GMK. If you guys decide to get something like this. Did I say Gairon? G on RAWs. It still has some hot spots though. Like realistically, because of the way this construction of the case works, we still have some hot spots from which we're not going to kind of let loosen up here. So, okay, let's go over this, like who is this board's for, all that jazz. I'm going to take a look at the software here in a second too. By the way, I live in China and played a lot of HE keyboards. I played a lot of HE keyboards. People choose Wooting still more than Chinese brands because their software really provides stability. Set the expiration point very low and that causes a lot of problems. Interesting. I mean, we're going to take a look at the software here too. I would personally say though, before we even look at the software, I'm assuming the software is going to be standard fare. I can already tell you though, this might be one of the weaker entries into the more high-end HE things. I think this keyboard does one thing well, which is it does a lot of the RGB. It uses these special switches, and that's why there's like 2 bits of RGB that pop through. It does RGB well. I like the stock keycaps. They're fun. Definitely nicer than some of these other brands that have been providing translucent stuff. These actually have a bit more texture, which is nice. Past that, though, I would say the aesthetic is a mixed bag. Like you're gonna have to like it. If you want something more simple, probably not for you. The unboxing experience was fun. I like that. The internals of the keyboard, though, I just don't really understand. Like, why they didn't want to adapt something that wasn't tray mount. I think that's kind of where my confusion lies. You know what I mean? Like, why not just do even something as simple as gasket? Why not put some gasket tabs on this? Even, why not, you know, like, take it to the next level, do something friction fit? I think that's kind of where my confusion lies. And I think even comparing it to, like, for example, and I didn't really love this board either, the Gravistar board that we took a look at. The Gravistar, this makes the Gravistar internals look like miles ahead, you know? I still think if you're looking for something out of the box, like just pre-built, I enjoyed HE stuff from like Pulsar. I thought that was good. I know I never reviewed it on stream, but I thought that was good. I enjoyed the Wooting stuff. Even though I don't like their keyboard shells, I think it's still better than something like this overall. I think they have a lot to learn with this board. This is, I think, what, their second keyboard? I think they have a lot to learn. And I hope they take this with some constructive criticism rather than me just saying I don't like this. I feel like my expectations for $300, even in the custom keyboard world, and we can argue that software costs money, we can argue that Hall effect is a bit of a different thing. My expectations is just a lot more than this for $300. In a lot of ways, just from the case alone, I almost feel like internally, this is like bare minimum. I hate to say that. But to me, when I'm looking at this, that's the first thought I get. This is the bare minimum which I should receive with a product, maybe even that's like $150 to $200. Now, maybe the software can be something a bit more redeemable here. I really liked their PCB, but let's see their software as well. Let's see. Where was that link for the software? I just had it. Here it is. Let's connect this, and then I will show you guys. Connect now. The third edible comment. All right, why is this so small? Look at this. Okay, we're gonna share screen, and then here is the keyboard. It is, can I zoom in on this? It's so tiny. Now it's 2. All right, what do we have here? We have 4 profiles. All right, so those are easy to switch. We have, all right, so it is kind of a little bit, I would say, can we drag to click? We can't drag to click all the keys. Oh, I guess we can hit select all. Okay, never mind. We have a select all button over here. It would still be nice to drag and click things. But you can set some actuation points. So if I want to change these, what if I just want to change these? Dude, the font size though, can I just say, holy shit, like what am I looking at? How do you even read this? The RGB mapping has some different modes, none of which are really labeled. I mean, some of these modes are pretty cool, actually. Would be nice to see some labeling to these. Bro, don't tell me you guys would be able to read half this shit. Don't even get me started. You guys would not be able to read this. Don't make me feel like I'm an old man right now. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. What other advanced stuff do we have? We have remapping, pretty standard stuff there. We have, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Choose an advanced key type in the pop-up menu. So, oh, okay. Again, very tiny to read here. But we have DKS, MPT, I guess this is multi-tap, toggle tapping, or yeah, toggle tapping. We have end keys. So a single key can trigger another key upon release. SOCD, and then we have Rappy Snappy. So we have, I'd say, just about everything. Clean your glasses. Oh my god. We have macros, we have updating over here. All right, I would say like this is pretty much like the standard. Again, this is the standard fare of stuff we get for this suite. You know, the standard fare. However, I do think this software is hard to use. I'll tell you right now. I don't see anyone enjoying how tiny everything is and trying to figure out things.
Are you not going to comment on the Times New Roman?
No, I like Times New Roman. I'm not going to comment on that. They can keep the Times New Roman. I kind of like it. They also did a full screen, full size keyboard. Who, WLMOUSE? They have another keyboard, yeah, but I would consider this their first attempt at something a bit more upscale. Just use size 14. Brother, there's no way you even do that. Anyways. But yeah, okay. How much was the Kafka fully assembled again? And then let me double check. How much was the Zoom 64? I truly feel like, and you know, I'll give some credit to Wu Che here. Zoom 64. $220 for the Kafka, and the Zoom 64, that is the wrong Zoom 64 link. The Zoom 64 is, oh my God, please. Why does it keep, this is just my internet, it's being weird. Zoom 64 was what, I think it was about $250. Let's see. For the HE version anyways. Let's see if I can find it. Might have been a little bit more than that. Well, okay, I think you do probably have to buy yourself a PCB for this. Did it come with a PCB that was HE? I really don't remember now. I don't remember if they had pre-assembled units for the, was it 270? Okay. 270, you probably have to buy some of your own parts. I would still rather pick that. This is the gaming bundle here? Okay. I would still rather pick this. I think this was the better product for the 64 key layout. And this comes with the HE bundle. So this is going to give you the PCB and stuff with switches. Call me weird, but I don't like how the screws align in the corners. Again, I think the aesthetics maybe are not going to be for everyone. It's kind of a very specific aesthetic. I do like their RGB implementation. That was nice. You could get a Gerhern X Rocca, although I don't know if those are even in stock anymore. But is it just me or is Alex leaning further? Okay, you know what? I am not leaning further. I actually pushed my monitor more back. Dude, you know what? I'm going to sit like this from now on. The company does make good mice, but keyboards, no comment. WLMOUSE. If you ever watch this back, if you need some consultation, I'm here. I can help. It is kind of pink. I like the pink though. They used a good pink for this. We don't see enough pink keyboards. I like it. All right though. That pretty much concludes my thoughts on this. I wouldn't call this a W. I want to really, really like this because I love their mice. But I do think this kind of falls a bit short compared to other stuff on the market. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. It just feels a bit half-baked. That's all. Pink Manta V2? Maybe. That'd be fun. If the price was lower, I agree. I'm agreeing with Shipwrecked on this. If the price was lower, this could have been a very fascinating product. But would have had to been substantially lower. Then it's just LMOUSE? No, it's still WLMOUSE. They make good mice. I'm not gonna give them shit for their mice. I love their mice. But yeah, a bit of a shame when it comes to like why magnesium? I think it's just cost of production. I'm pretty sure this is casted. I don't even think this is CNC'd. I might be building my first keyboard with no foam at all. Any advice? What should I expect? Which keyboard is it, Logan? The Huan63 is a much better option for WLMOUSE. Should I take a look at that one there next? The previous board was not great either. The Gravistar one, no. And here's kind of like, okay, another thing I'm kind of noticing, even with the Gravistar keyboard. And okay, I want to speak out loud, and I hope no one takes this the wrong way. I'm noticing with a lot of pre-built HE stuff, they're way too fucking expensive for what you actually are buying. And I think, from what I've seen, and there are some standout, I'd say, content creators in the HE space that have been putting some genuine criticism towards things, it does feel like a bit of an echo chamber from some of the reviews I've watched. It just kind of feels like, and again, I'm going to be very, very, very upfront with this. It feels like reading the side of the box kind of reviews. And then just kind of tapped in with a little bit of a, yeah, I like this. This is my new board. This is the one I'm going to be using. This is my main. And I don't think that's helpful. And I think that's why a lot of these HE boards are kind of all the same at this point here. And I think I think there's been a lot of just like a lot of repeat criticism, I guess. Not even criticism, repeat info. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. So, I don't know. Maybe it is a good thing I'm taking a look at some of these. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I have no clue. Let's build a Manta. Shall we? Although WLMOUSE, you should sell these separately. These little keyboard clutches. Hell yeah to these, dude. HE's a very different hobby. Is this a sponsored Manta build? Yeah, I sponsored it myself. I paid for it and sponsored all the parts. Dude, okay. Again, WLMOUSE. Sell me some of these. These are nice. Look at this. Little keyboard clutch. I'm all about this, bro. Will it still be unbiased? No, it's going to be, the next build I'm doing is biased as all hell. It is the most biased build I'll probably ever do. I feel like a lot of pre-built HE companies are saying we're better than rooting, so they need to be more expensive. The problem I see is there's no holding anything accountable for the companies doing HE stuff. And I'm not saying about this, I'm not saying about Gravistar, I'm not saying about any of the bad HE stuff we looked at. There's too much of a buy situation going on with a lot of HE products from what I've seen. Okay. The other thing I've seen too is there's like no self-control when it comes to limiting. There seems to be a lot of misinformation or information given to people, or I don't know who started this information, but the other thing I've noticed too, and again, I'll call it out, I don't give a shit. There's this like weird dynamic in the HE scene where there's this thing that people call out-of-date switches. And you know how many times I see that term getting flinged around? At first, I'm like, oh fuck, am I doing something wrong? When I'm reviewing some of these HE stuff that I'm looking at, even when I was doing those switch reviews, a lot of comments go, but you're looking at the outdated ones. You got to look at X, Y, Z, W, this switch. And I'm thinking, fuck, okay, maybe I do. And then I go look at those switches, and I finally got my hands on a lot of these switches recently. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is everyone talking about? What does this mean, out of dated? And you talk to some people, and they're talking like, well, the molding, it's better mold. And they're not better molds. There's nothing new. It's still a magnet going down with a sensor reading the position of the magnet. And I just feel like companies are literally taking advantage of that and then charging people an arm and a leg for the newest Hall effect products. It's gotta stop. Some of these switches I've seen are like, what, $2 a fucking switch? It's gotta stop. It's crazy. There's nothing new about them. They're just different molds. It's wild. that's part. Okay, this is the selfish reason I'm also been looking at a lot of HE products as well, because I don't think it's good. I like keyboards. I like the environment of keyboards. I just feel like the HE side has like a totally different scene right now that I don't think is like very well kept in place. So there are some genuinely really cool HE products though. Like this one. Oh, you know how freaking excited I am to look at these? These XVX Whispers. These genuinely seem like they're not outdated or anything. Like there's no like new thing about this, but these have, well, there's some new stuff, but this is such an interesting switch. They're going to be EC and Hall effect compatible. Outdated, yeah. These are neat. No, here, let me show you guys. I showed this the other day. These we're going to be taking a look like in a week or so, but they're EC and Hall effect. These seem really fucking cool. They're like this hybrid thing that they've been talking about, but they're really good. Yeah, these seem really dope. It's like one of the few products in which I'm like, wow, that looks like something I would want to use. The HE side is probably the new gaming term to change it more. It is.
EC is outdated. Hall effect is the future. What do you mean Hall effect is outdated? What is this TMR you speak of?
Yeah, TMR seems really interesting too. I'm excited for that, but I don't know if that's going to swing into full effect anytime soon. No, once Bull's busy at the moment. Once Bull's back, which should be this week, I think, I'm going to get more info on the state of the Tangerine Mantas. But that should be rather quick. They promised us a month, and it hasn't been quite a month yet. But it should be really, really soon. All right, it's Manta time. You guys still want to do a Manta build or no? Or do you guys want to chill for like another half hour? We can do whatever you guys want. Manta is... we actually wanted the Manta to be a Hall effect board, but it was a little too late by the time we figured everything out with it. This is a board I developed with Bowl. I'm gonna do the green one today. How do you... Yeah? Green? Alex, how much effort and time does it take to develop your own board? I feel like that's kind of a loaded question, only because... Okay. That's a hard one to answer. Yeah, an hour if you're Bowl. You also have to understand the amount of time someone like Bowl has put into his craft of learning how to model and like use the 3D applications he's using, as well as how many time he's really had into prototyping keyboards and understanding what goes into making a keyboard. I almost think those are probably thousands of hours at this point here. So when it comes down to the question of what goes into making, like how much time does it go into making like a keyboard, I think it is fair to look at the amount of practice someone has had in their field. You know what I mean? For some, it might be as simple as picking up a piece of software and then learning 3D and knowing what's in a keyboard. For some, it might be, I hate to say this, but for some, like a good board might take them a few years just to like get the threshold of the model out. You know what I mean? So it is tough. It's tough to say. Like Bull's really quick at what he does, but you can't ignore the fact that he has put time into practice for his skill, for how quick that he can do something. Even the Manta was about 2 or 3 like full, I wouldn't say full days, but 2 or 3 full days total maybe of us getting the concept onto a piece of like paper, basically, in quotations. And then there was more time refining it, which I don't have like a log of how many hours we did, but And then there was, there's also prototyping, and then what if something goes wrong, and then you prototype again, you have to fix, right? Developing the board, not too bad. Dealing with manufacturers screwing you over. I mean, there's a lot of that too, for sure. Definitely a lot of that.
If you don't put olive on this board, I am going to come in your house and spring swap all your MX2s with Gator on stock springs while you sleep.
Please.
Somehow.
I beg you, don't do that. I beg you. What am I looking for? The feet. What do you want to change for Manta V2? Honestly, Oz, I don't know. Oop, dropped a screw somewhere. Okay, I'll find it later. I don't even know at this point. Oh, these are just the extra screws. Drod, thank you very much for the
Hello,
sub.
Mr.
I appreciate
Rotos.
you, dude.
Today I finished my first major client build.
Oh, what was it? How was that feeling? XVX is super helpful customer service. I didn't even realize they were doing any cutting edge products. I'm glad to hear that. I want them to be successful. The range of helpfulness of customer support has been various. Yeah, I mean, that's something you also look at, right? You look at how helpful customer service can be, and that's part of the price you pay. I know some people don't like this pattern on my Vaza unit here, but I fucking love it, dude. It's so nice. I think this turned out fantastic. It's sick. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Okay, I need to go with the PCB. I totally forgot to grab that. Let's just put this one here back on this. How do you achieve the pattern? This one here was done at the factory. I can't remember exactly all that they did, but I'm pretty sure this was just using a big blowtorch. I think this might have been one of the first units that they did. There are tons of variations on how they did it, by the way. Tons. Yeah, this is sick. It's so cool. I know a lot of people say they like the one I did more, which I'm grateful you guys like it, but I actually kind of like this more. So if you guys want to see two Mantas side by side. Objective opinion on STR. They've been nothing but fun to work with. Great to work with. They did it quickly. They were very transparent when they didn't even want to ship out the Tangerine units. They didn't want customers to get, like, even maybe me and Bull would have considered it A stock because we didn't even, like, you'd have to really go under a magnifying glass, but they're like, no, we don't want to ship out those things. I think they were fantastic to work with. They were the ones who actually gave us some advice on stuff as well. Like, they were the ones who gave us advice on how to make see how this little cylinder sits more flush with the case? That was them. They gave us that advice. So I think they've been nothing but fantastic. I know there's been stories about, like, STR, and you have to remember, STR makes a shit ton of stuff. It's not just Bull projects. They make more projects than that. So for the few projects that have come out a little bit there's a small part of me that also thinks that it's a 50-50 game, right? Sometimes it is just the way a keyboard's designed. It's not going to be great for manufacturing. So these are personal units, yes. All right, let me quickly get the PCB and stuff. I think it's this box. Hello, Dream. How are you? It is perfect. Yeah, we put it all the accessories in a box. So when case you guys get this in, you're like, where's my PCB? It's not on the hard shell case. It's in the box underneath your keyboard. We just didn't want anything to get damaged inside the hard shell case. That's why we did that, as an FYI. Happy Easter, everybody, to those who are celebrating. Happy Easter. Alrighty. Looking good, looking good. Little flavor text on the PCB as we showed the first time. This is the back of the PCB since the diodes are on the front. I watched so many VODs, I have a mustache now. I think that's exclusive to the solder one. And there you guys go. All right. Good old Gondo's PCB here. All right, and then I have an aluminum plate.
Alex, I just noticed my MX2A blacks all have different numbers molded on them in the 9XX range. Pretty cool.
They do? Oh, that's cool, actually. Where are my switches, actually? Where did I put them? Oh, right here. I'm going to be using, as promised, the TTC XPT switches. As promised. I did end up lubing this batch with 205. I noticed not that much of a huge difference when it came to... yeah, it wasn't that much of a difference. I do think the 204 definitely was a bit more scratchy. And actually, let's get some stabs as well. I don't know what stabs I want to use. I'm probably just going to use cherry clip-ins. Did you film them? No, I didn't need to film them. Yeah, let's just use cherry clip-ins today. We're going to use cherry clip-ins only because I might want to put a O-ring on this.
Use stupid stabs for the stupid board.
I don't think I have any more stupid stabs. Maybe actually. Let me double check. If I have a set of stupid stabs, I'll use those. I'm pretty sure I don't, though. Or you know what I could use? You know what? Fuck it. Let's use these. I've been waiting to use these forever. These are dyed TX clip-ins, I believe. I think they're APs. Let's just use these. They're dyed orange. I think these will go fun with the board. I don't think I have any other ones, though. Pretty sure I'm out of stupid stabs. Yeah, I'm out of them. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I'm lying. I have one set of stupid stabs as well. Should I just do the stupid stabs? Yeah. The orange ones? I love stupid stabs, yeah. Flip a coin? You know what? Let's do the stupid stabs. Better idea. Let's save this for the tangerine. Let's use these ones. I think we gotta save them for the tangerine. I'm just thinking about it out loud. Though I think I'm missing my wires of this one if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, no, these are not stupid stabs. These are totally different. These are screw-ins. Pause. Never mind. I don't know what these stabs are. I think I just put these in the wrong case. These could be stock ones, yeah. I think I just swapped the cases. Hold on a second. Do I not have a set of stupid stabs? Nah, Let me see something. Yeah, I don't think I have a set, guys. Oh no. Hold on. We good. I do have it. We good. They're the same thing. Maze stabs, stupid stabs, all the same.
From the raw Manta.
The raw Manta? Ain't no way, dude. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. You mentioned some time ago that maze stabs are also stupid stabs and maze come in screw-ins. I don't remember all of what they do, to be honest with you. Alright, let's just separate these. This I need. That can go back. They're coming out with new sets? Alright. Does the PT switch have a higher tolerance, like HMX or loose? I guess we can kind of find that out today. I think they're pretty standard fare. Did I do anything for Easter? No. Nothing. I don't know. Like I don't have kids, you know, like so I don't have anything to do like in that sense. And I always feel like Easter is more of like a kid thing. For me though, I don't know. Is Adam not yours? No. And then like nephews and nieces, I'm probably not going to be able to see today. So I don't know. There's not really much for me to do today. I think after I'm done streaming, I think we're literally just going to go sit down and like relax. So I don't really have a lot. Actually, let's grab my brush. Well, what are you guys doing for Easter? No boiled eggs? No. The next subathon goal is at 900. No, I didn't get chocolate eggs for myself or anything. I don't know. I'm also like, I don't know. I don't really want to buy things just for the sake of the festivities this weekend. It's not a holiday or whatever that I really particularly care for anyways. I've heard about the 4 wrap stabs. Taco, thank you very much.
Yo.
I have heard about the 4 wrap stabs though. For Easter, I'm watching a mid-30s man building a manta. Why do you gotta remind me about that, bro? Chayo's agreeing? That's crazy. Is there any difference in dielectric grease that's sold on Amazon? Yes. 1,000 times yes. There are certain part numbers you need to look out for. If you want the part number that I use, it is currently 495549. Please pay attention to what part numbers you are buying. Ultimately, though, if you want like a better solution that you can buy within the keyboard hobby, just get BDZ or something. You might be better off just getting like HXT BDZ. I thought Alex was just in his mid-20s. Yeah, me too. I thought so. BDZ, HXT, BDZ. To be real, don't be the guy that uses Loctite thread locker. Yeah. Please don't be that guy. That was a funny story, though. But don't be that guy. Remember that one time I sent you a link to Still Glad You Never Looked at It? I looked at it. I just haven't bought it yet. I still have so much product here. Thank you. I appreciate you, ACAF. Thank you for 5 months, man. Or just buy Type Plus and use 205 forever. You could also just do that too. Very valid. Super duper valid. or Knight V4s, But if you're looking for older stuff, you know, I do think the electric grease is a good choice. I know, I'm terrible. I know. To be honest with you guys, again, just putting my cards on the table, this is not an excuse. I've been feeling so burnt out the last month and a half, not of keyboards. If I'm being real, I've been feeling a little burnt out socially. I thought it would never really happen to me, but I do feel like I've hit that marker. So I have to pick and choose days I want to be social, which is shitty because at one point I really did thrive on it. Like, I needed to be social in order to feel good. But now I'm reaching to that particular... I'm reaching that moment, I think, now where I'm starting to feel a little bit of, like... And to be very clear, it's not anybody. It's just, I think there are things I have to be social about that I don't want to be social about. For example, the amount of, like, meetings that have, like, doubled in the jobs that I'm doing now, and there are certain aspects of content creation which require to be more social off camera with brands and stuff like that, and there's a lot more communication back and forth. I think that is starting to be, like, draining to my battery in a lot of ways. So a lot of the times now when I'm done stream, I just kind of turn off my brain, and I try not to just be glued to Discord or social media or anything now. After COVID, when it became socially acceptable for us to just stay home and watch Netflix and PJs, we never really recovered. Well, I actually never really got affected by COVID in that way. I worked for a company that had, like, military and medical contracts. So I was at work. Even though I did IT, I was just at work. We didn't have that luxury, I guess. Yes, Silglide is what Weish has been using. If you guys want to take a look at it, he has been saying it has been amazing. So, what did you do in that job, Alex? That's when I did IT. I basically ran the website for the company I worked for. Handle all that for you. I got you. Damn fried. I'm gonna send you a shirt that's gonna say #1 assistant. No, I don't think I can afford to hire anyone, to be honest with you guys. Have you tried cherry firefinches at all? How good are they? I have not tried cherry firefinches. They're on my list to try. I've heard the upgraded springs are decent. So, you were a webmaster? My role was technically IT specialist because I kind of just bounced around for whatever I did. It wasn't like I did one particular thing. I think I'll be splurging on the Bulwark TKL. The only foam is the semi-transparent silicone case. The Bulwark? That's a fun one. I know I built that a while ago. I guess I don't need this right now. I think that'll sound good with just about anything you do to it. I don't think you need to put the foam in that. 2022, yeah, that was a while ago. A shame you can't get Bulwark in the US since the vendor is defunct. Who was it again,
2
Ginger?
years. Can't
Hi,
believe
Slothy.
it's been that long.
Dude, for real. I was saying this the other day too, but, like, can you guys believe we're already 4 months into 2026? That actually, like, made me gasp a little bit. Please don't remind me. Exciting thing today is my sister-in-law has just accepted keyboards as our Lord and Savior, and she's bringing what she brought to Easter so I can help her with it. Hell yes. That is fun. Do you know what she got? Or is it like a surprise to you too? Apparently KeyGem still has Voltworks in stock. Is KeyGem also... I can't remember now. I think I removed KeyGem. Are they also, like, not doing well right now too? Or I don't remember who's who. I thought KeyGem was the good one. So many vendors. Overloading my brain. I'm gonna get mine from Jay. Hell yes. Did you guys see the auction stuff that Mike put up for novelties for his older keyboards that he has? He's auctioning a few off. I think some brand new ones. She got an Evo 75 and she's decking it out with Osume. She loves the pastel pink aesthetic and she's Team Clacky. Hell yes. That's the right team. Those Heine boards were tempting. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I also wanted one, but decided to hold off. Actually, Prototypist stocks a few colors. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Jay has a lot of great stuff. Ain't gonna lie, Jay does have some pretty awesome stuff. I actually sent her your Evo 75 video and where she decided to pick that one. Oh, nice. She took your commentary very seriously. I don't even know what to say. I'm so thrilled. That means a lot. Thank you. I try my best. The Ibis and the HBCP, I kind of wanted both. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. Also, auctions are tough for me because I always feel like I'm never gonna win them, and then I feel terrible. Blind auctions, yeah. The Mirror C probably got some high bids. Yeah, that was the full size one, right? Or like the 90% one. He put it in the Discord if you guys are interested. That one there, I think, is probably going to do crazy numbers out of all the boards that were up there. The Jubu is actually the least attractive one to me. Are there any stabs sold nicely lubed and assembled? No, but there's these new stabs that everyone's been talking about called the 4-wrap stabs, which are apparently really good stock. But I don't think there's anything that comes pre-lubricated in the world of stabilizers. These ones I might have to put the little shim things in. Oh no, that one there's good. Never mind, we're good. Still might have to put those shims in that one there. TTC stabs are factory lubed? Are they good? TTC stabs? Excuse my ignorance, but which ones are TTC stabs? Oh, where's my little thing here? I didn't even know TTC was making stabs, unless I do know them. The ones that were made by TTC? Thank you. Appreciate. Was it Annette? Always the guy with the most information. This guy did. I've heard good things about TTC stabs. That's why Annette's the GOAT. He truly is. He is so goated. Okay. If I need the shims, I'll put them in afterwards, but you know, maybe I'll just put them in now. TTC plate mount stabs. Let's see. Ah, interesting. You know, dude, I'm kind of becoming a TTC fanboy recently. They do make some pretty good products, huh? Just rotated my own mattress. That's enough movement for me today. I totally understand. Hey Alex, do you have any suggestions for a TKL similar to the Matrix 1.0 OG or TGR Jane? Side seam, off-center USB, and top mount. Ooh, it's available like in stock? Oh boy, this one here. Or group buy? That's a toughie. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to wrap my brain around what's available. I'm honestly not sure. Okay, I only think the space bars would needed that. Yeah, okay. If I need more of these, I'll leave them right here. Anyone have any ideas? Any schema? No, there's no more schema stuff yet. No more. I have no more leaks. Okay, plate time. Zoku round 2. Ooh, yeah, that'll be a fun one. Ooh, all right. TTC switch time. So these are the XPT switches. In terms of tolerance, they do seem a little looser than, well, maybe the enter's a bad key to do. Yeah, I would say they're not like crazy like Cherry or Gatoron where they kind of just plug into the PCB and then sit there. You probably need to solder in a few switches first. You know? Little looser, doing some damage control. Oh, I don't think it's damage control at all. I think it's just a preference thing for what you prefer. They're better than HMX. Because HMX would be literally like, I pick this up and they fall out, right? So these are at least maintaining when I put a few switches in. Let's actually solder 4 corners in as well. Oops. In what Discord channel is the auction in? I think he just put it in a news channel, right? I think that's all he did. Alexotos is the reason that the sister-in-law will go to debt for buttons. No. Won't be me, man. Won't be me. I didn't do anything like that. All right. Let's solder in our 4 corners. Actually, let's also solder one in the center here too. Alex's is the reason I'm in debt? Oh my god, dude. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Alex is breaking families apart? Oh my god, dude. Hey, if Alex weren't here, we wouldn't be buying these nice expensive keyboards like the Manta. Thanks, man. All right. So I guess, are we putting olive on this? Is that the only thing that makes sense? Or should we do something like wob? I was thinking wob. Red line? Okay, I need a plate fork. Plate fork, plate fork. Let's grab this one. Oh wait, no, we can't use a plate fork for this. Is it just the switch? What's wrong with this leg over here? No plate fork. Put this back. MTNU? I don't have any MTNU sets actually. I thought I had one. Oh yeah, it's just this one switch. What's going on with that? That's weird. Deep field would be interesting. Thought you were going to use 100%. Oh, the Nimbus set. If I was doing Nimbus, I should have picked a different Manta, I think. I don't know how good it's going to look on this particular Manta. I'm not too sure. Fuji would be a killer on the green Manta. Do I have Fuji? I don't recall. Also, hi Ruby. Good time to get home from a busy weekend. How are we Manta-ing? Yes. We're attempting to. Right next to Civ? Okay. I really want to try the Teha Labor build stabilizers. What? Oh, the... Okay. Maybe some of the legs in these I over-opened. The Norbauer stabs? Is that what we're calling them now? Dream candy? Can you guys hear a bit of the scratch? Very scratchy? Hell yes. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is not closed properly. I wonder how Nathan's doing. I also wonder. I hope he's doing well. I think he is. I'd like to think he is. For sure. I mean, I saw him playing plenty of PoE last year. Is he gaming? Dude, PoE's addictive. I haven't played much of PoE 2. I'm a little scared to do so. Those Cap Santa Island keycaps that Bowl has on pre-order would look nice. Oh, on this? Oh, did I bend a pin there? No, we're good. Fuck, these feel nice. The scratch is intentional, yeah. They're supposed to be scratchier. Also, kind of the reason why I wanted to use these today. I just really wanted a scratchy sounding board. And I think these fit the bill for me. PoE 2 is great. I really want a Manta, but I'm hella late to the game. What are some ways I can get one? There's going to be extras. I would say just monitor Bull's Discord or whatever for extras. I don't really have any other like secret ways, you know what I mean? No, I think today I'm going to be... Actually, that's maybe one of the things I'm doing today. I might get my hair cut. And shave. Oh, that one I bent. No more long hair right now. This is long to me. No more. It's starting to get on my nerves. Nice.
So, let's gaslight Alex into growing out a long beard.
No, okay, that I don't think I want to do. Guys, growing out a beard sucks. Alright? First of all, it's itchy as fuck. Second of all, I kind of low-key hate having one because I hate eating with a beard. Like tons of hair, you know, on my mustache and stuff. I kind of hate it. I like just having a bit of stubble and that's it. The mustache I can kind of keep a little bit long. Just for a little bit. Once it's long enough, it's fine. Ugh. Man. You guys are gaslighting me. You guys are more than gaslighting. I'm getting manipulated. When Q&A stream including the GF, Alex? Would you guys want a Q&A stream with the GF? I don't even think I've ever done a Q&A stream. I feel like it's always Q&A. Do you stroke your beard in deep thought? I do this. Legitimately. But I only do that because it's stubbly enough to where the point where it's like it gives it like texture. I don't think I rub my hands through like my hair or anything, because I feel like that'd be the same as like a long beard. Make a poll for the chat to decide the new haircut? I think I'm gonna get the same old. Oh, I don't think I look good with a buzz cut. I kind of accidentally did one time. I think I look terrible with a buzz cut, bro. Legitimately, I look terrible. No, I don't want to. Guys, I don't want to get a long beard, man. Long beard sounds like so much extra work. Alex, how do you go about buying shoes? 1 foot at a time. I don't know. I don't really have like a method to give you guys. I don't really buy shoes often. I buy shoes maybe once every 2 or 3 years. That's legit the method, dude. I kind of hate going shoe shopping. Hi, FR. How you doing? I kind of hate it. That's why I'm asking. I have a rule of thumb now, right? Looks don't matter. Just buy whatever's the most comfortable. Because there are some shoes I'd love to get that are very fashionable, but honestly, I know I'm not going to wear them. So I just buy New Balance shoes right now. That's kind of where I'm at. Ball spin? Actually, we'll do it right here. Hydrate? Did I miss a hydrate too? I did miss a hydrate. I'll bring back the other ball spin too. I'll give people options. Spin both of them? Oh my gosh. Orb observing is not a ball spin? It is technically. Compliment for Chayo? Chayo, you know what I also have to bring back? I have to bring back a gallon of hugs for you, okay, Chayo? I hope you're having a good day. I hope that the weekend has been treating you well. And that your Easter has been plenty nice. Just bought the new Nike Vomero Premiums. They're so bouncy and comfy. Has that the one they've been putting a crap ton of advertisements for? I've been seeing like ads for shoes, for a Nike shoe everywhere. I don't know why either. It's so random. I don't even need to buy new shoes. This thing's still spinning, goddamn. A PBT plate? I don't think I have. PBT plate? We've tried a bunch of plastic ones, but I don't think PBT has been on there yet. Or maybe I have tried that, I'm not too sure. I know we tried ABS. My stream glitched at the weirdest time, right when the... I'm sorry, Rufus. When the compliment dropped, it decided to crash, huh? What about stainless steel plates? Steel plates do exist. Although stainless steel, I'm not sure does, but... Steel plates kind of... I think there are very particular situations in which you'd want a steel plate. They suck 90% of the time. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the shrug because yeah, that's all I got. Have you tried the doodle caps? What are those? Compliment so chonky? Was it a chonky compliment? That's funny. The good old chonk. Something so relaxing about soldering switches, man. Oh, these, my bowl. My bad. Yeah, I've seen these. They are nice. These are cool. $40 too. Not bad. Not bad at all. I bought a set for my son. I think he'd like them. I think they have that appeal where any age group would like them. That's a very kind gift, too. Is he going to get into building keyboards then? Or is he already there? I've heard Bull hand doodled them. Did he? From SpongeBob? How often do you tin your solder tip? I don't know a good way to answer that. I feel like I just naturally, out of habit, tin it when I need to. I don't know. You should be tinning it, I think, before you start soldering it every single time, right? I raw dog it? Yeah, sometimes I just... Maybe sometimes I even just forget. And after every use, I definitely forget a lot of times afterwards. But I always clean my... you probably see, like, I clean my soldering iron pretty often. To me, that's important to do. Now he's self-conscious about it? Yeah, a little bit. Tinning after is propaganda. Don't do it. Do we have favorites? Do we have favorites? Tin Light, the TBZ, or the 205? What happened? For which? Is that doo-doo? Raven, thank you so much for using a Prime here. I appreciate you. I've been tinning it every time I clean it, and it's been wondering if that's excessive. According to chat, probably not. You should be all good. When you get a Bull discount code... Damn, I should ask Bull for a discount code. I think he doesn't do... I don't know if he's doing discount codes. You do a lot with and for Bull. I really genuinely like what Bull's doing on the hobby. Even outside of Manta, I think Bull has been phenomenal for the keyboard hobby. I know I've ranted about it a few times, but even behind the scenes, Bull's doing so much. It's kind of insane. Bull non-stop grinding. The man's on a mission. He is, dude. What do you think of his oblique board? I thought it was really nice. You know what else was kind of standard about the oblique that I feel like we didn't give enough attention? The carrying case for the oblique was kind of sick. It was like shaped like the board. I feel like that was a nice detail. It's def a lot more than people see. Oh, for sure. Bull does so much, man. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a bent pin. Don't know why every time you say oblique, I think of the Obsidian. Oh man, the Obsidian was friggin' sick. That is a keyboard that I feel like... Okay, I'm just gonna... I feel like the Obsidian was very unique. Much better. Bull saved my marriage. I'm not actually married. Damn. Trustpilot, 10 out of 10. I would believe that review. Wisconsin bad? Why am I in the EU? Is Wisconsin bad? I know nothing about the states. Other than political stuff going on. But the actual states themselves, very little I know. Bull is the only saving grace of Wisconsin for real. Damn, I thought they make like cheese or something. Don't they make like sick cheese? Or am I very wrong? Or is it beer? I thought it was cheese. They make fake cheese. Wisconsin has great cheese. I believe crumpled. They make awful cheese, but they market it a lot. It's cheese. Oh shit. Is it really not that good? Bull's been selling me cheese for a long time. I've never had it yet. He has yet to ship it to me. He's been selling me on the cheese. Am I pulling up to Philly this summer? If the state of the world gets a little bit better, then sure. But right now, I'm being honest, I kind of just want to stay home. I've never had cheese from Wisconsin. I go through phases with good cheese and stuff like that. Like, you get it once, you have it, you really enjoy it, and then you're like, damn, that little thing of cheese was $20. Do I really want to get another thing of cheese? You start to question things after that. ALX, thank you so much for the tier 1. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude. All right, let me wash my hands really quick, guys. Give him a little rinse. I think I want to O-ring mount this one here. What do you guys think? O-ring. Thank you. I love the Manta. It's amazing. Did you get one for yourself? And if you did you get yours in? Thank you for the kind words, though, man. That's very, very sweet of you. Let's grab this. Got the raw one. We discussed it in Discord. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude. Sorry, my username / Discord usernames don't line up. Was yours the one you posted in the chat? Alex is Canada first. What happened? Oh wait, no, I need to do this one here. I need to open up the shell first. What's going on? Imagine Alex not knowing my Discord username. Listen here, you guys. Don't test me on things. I'm not that smart today. I'm not that smart. I have a different one. On Discord, it's Alex Quirky. Okay, sounds good. Hell yeah, man. I'm so happy you guys have been enjoying. The people who have been getting it, man, have been telling me nothing but sweet and kind things. So thank you, guys. I was a little bit nervous. Just a little bit nervous. I swapped my YouTube handle so Alex knows I'm his #1 glazer in the comments. Thanks, man. PEI is not as soft as I expected. Order an extra CF plate. Waiting to test it with that one. Yeah, PEI. I'm still mixed bag on PEI. I don't know. PEI is one of those things where I think Bull really likes it. I'm still trying to figure out when I want it, like in a board. You know what I mean? I think PEI works well when you have a deeper sounding switch and you want to put it in combination with, I guess, a harder plastic plate. You know? All right, it is time to put down our stickers. Doing a little force break. I wish I had my... Actually, I don't really need it, but it's fine. No, actually, I do need it. Where is my little tweezers? I tossed them somewhere. Now I don't remember where I tossed them. We're good. Why is the weight staring at us like that? Great question. I'm not sure. Look, he kind of like the chameleon. Kind of does look like a chameleon, huh? It does a little bit. You know what we can see too right now? Is it easier to stick on the ano? I guess not. Not as easy. Maybe we do have to clean them a little bit. Oh. Thank you, FME. I appreciate you, man. So it doesn't come with the stickers on the weight? No, it ended up having stickers just on the sheet. There was personally, I was like, oh yeah, we did talk about this, like me and Bull. No pre-force broke. No. Turns out that it was better just to do everything on one sheet and have it be optional, since there was no efficient way without delaying the keyboard. If that makes sense. So it was either delay for months while stickers get applied. Not months. It would probably be like a 2 or 3 month delay. Just for stickers. Imagine having to be the people applying the stickers. Yeah. I don't know. The only bright side I can really say is you have now the option to put stickers wherever the fuck you want. You got so many in the pack, so you get to decide now. Sticker book? Kinda, yeah. This one sticker's pissing me off, though. You can stay over there.
I heard that people recommend force breaking their boards to remove resonance, so I threw my board off of a 3-story building. Let's just say I don't have a board anymore. Adam's fault.
Adam told you to do that? Damn, Adam. That's fudged up. Really fudged up. How do you know, how do you break it without force? Really wish I had good answers for you guys. Skill issue. Oh. I understand why Alex doesn't do Q&As. If you guys have Q&As you actually want to ask, you can ask them literally anytime you want. I'm pretty much an open book on most things. So if you guys ever have questions, feel free. When's the wedding? I don't know. Why haven't you proposed? Oh my fucking god. Here we go. Oh man. When baby. Did I just read that? When baby? The Manta is his baby. Can you propose to your GF? What the hell? Can chat propose to your GF for you? If you guys want. Listen, guys. I can't say much. If you guys want more details on that, I don't know when I can give you guys those details. Wait, why am I force breaking these four? These four don't need to be force broken. Why am I doing those four? Let's take these ones here off. Are you saying there's a plan to propose? The answer to that question. Chill, chill, chill. Wedding ring hidden inside a personal manta. Can you imagine? Honestly, that would be a sick idea, though. Are you going to propose with an artist? Only if you guys make it. If you guys make the artisan, let's consider. When did the board ship? Mantas have already started shipping in some regions. They'll ship in the US soon-ish, whenever the US gets them. Canada gets them in like 4 or 5 days, I think. But slowly everyone will get their mantas. Another thing too, when you guys are doing your manta build, feel free and remove these little silicone things as well. You just need to get a good, use some tweezers, get a good grip and pull them out. They will change the sound profile of the board ever so slightly. They're more just for aligning and stuff like that. So if you guys did want to play around with it, feel free and go ahead. When would you recommend a force break? Feel it out on the board. Don't jump to you have to do something yes or no. What I would suggest you guys do, build your board without the force breaks, see if you like it, and if you feel like there's too much resonance, put them in. There's no right or wrong answer for this. O-ring. Today, that's what I'm going to do. Little O-ring build. Oh, knocked off one of the force brake pads. Let me just get a new one. This one here is not sticking well. What mount do you think goes best with the PEI plate? Probably the grommets, to be honest with you. I think the grommet plate is definitely my favorite when it comes to most of the plates for the Manta. Gonna be honest there. It does kind of slap. Okay. Let's do this. The one little thing that I do want to figure out how to do this better is the sticker, the force brake stickers on the angled pieces. You do have to wipe down the angled pieces well. I think just because the anode isn't allowing them to stick as well as I want, but they still stick. And I know they're just little force brake pads. When are we trying out wing tree Camillas? Oh, I need to get some. Shit. This looks really good so far. Cool patina. Yeah, I'm so excited. Are we doing Classicer on this? Oh, Classicer is a good suggestion. This is my first time using the production O-ring as well, by the way, guys. I actually did not pick out the best one crumpled. Jeez, this guy, bro. This crumpled guy spreading rubers. Shit. All right. Well, I guess that's the build stream. What am I putting in this? Sorry, what am I doing? Olive? Did we agree on olive? I gotta figure out what board has olive on it though. Pretty sure olive is not available to do it. Pretty sure it's not. Let me see. Let me see if it is. Ugh. Is this all that dark? I forgot which color box is which. It is. Okay. Do we want olive, just to make sure? Oh shit, that does look good. Alright, hold on, let me go find where it is. I don't remember exactly what keyboard it's on, so just give me a moment, guys. Deep field is not a set. Wait, what happened? I don't think we'll use deep field today. Let's just use olive. People have been asking for olive. I'm down to do it. I just need to find where I put it. Olive is right there. Damn. Oh, you lower the desk first. I always forget that's a thing. I need to potentially move my desk soon. I don't know if it works super well here anymore. Modern mats would look good too. Oh, olive is on the Neo. Okay, let me go get it off. Oh no, that's not olive dark though. You guys want olive dark or regular olive? Which olive were you guys thinking of? Shit. Well, maybe I'll get both out. Hold on a second. Hold on a moment. It's kind of split. Yeah, actually, I have deep field in my hand right now. I don't know if deep field would look good on this today. I don't think so. Let's see both. Oh, yeah. There's a poll up. Go check out the poll, guys. Here's olive. I don't know. I think both sets would look good. I don't really have like a favorite here. Olive dark? Okay, which keyboard is olive dark on though? Give me a moment, guys. I really don't remember which set or where olive dark is.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
No,
I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
They never do. Where did I put olive dark? Where did I put it? Damn. I really don't remember. I might have to use Olive Light, guys. Oh, you guys want light anyways? Well, fuck me. I'll use Olive Light. Works out for me. Works out for me. Classicer and Olive mods. Isn't it the same? Let me get the other box. Find my other box. Alex, please Hazakura today on Hazakura on this. I don't know about that. Okay, one sec while I get the olive box. Got it. I think this was the olive light box, right? Yes. Okay. We have olive. Let me put away this board, actually. My cloud line. Alex, what was the last board you bought? I feel like it wasn't too long ago, but purchased the... It was probably an HE board. No, there's one after the F1 that I got too. I feel like it was an HE board. I don't remember which one it was. And then I technically think the Eve 65 was my last MX purchase, no? I'm like 99% positive. Actually, was Eve 65 before or after? Now I don't remember. My memory is failing me on this. Camera, hello? Actually, let me raise my desk up too. It's sitting so low right now. The amount of gold in that case is going to pop. Oh, you're saying, okay, I get what you're saying. I don't know, I'm excited. This should be neat to see. I did not accidentally do a full backspace. There was no accident made there. Trust me. Ooh. Can't wait for mine. Hazakura wouldn't look good on this, you're right. Put patisserie on it. Which one's patisserie? I even feel like a brown set would look really nice on this. Even GMK copper might look really sweet on the green too. Retro wave would be amazing. I'm not even going to deny it. Serica might be really nice on this too. I don't disagree on Serica. Ooh, Windbreaker. You know what? I don't know if Windbreaker would look nice. I'm torn. I'm torn. What do you guys think? Oh, this does not go here. This goes here. This looks gorgeous. Hell yeah, dude. I feel like dark would have looked nice, but you know what? I think it is nice to have this bit of a contrast as well. I don't think it's a bad thing. Dark is too much green. Olive does like suit this board so much though. You know what? Mutagen would... I should really get around to unboxing my Mutagen. Mutagen might look really sweet on this too. Maybe not for today, but in the future, Mutagen might be really sweet. I think Mutagen's super sick. I don't care what anyone says. Mutagen's sweet. It looks like puke. Nah, Mutagen does not look like a puke. It's super duper neat. And now I need a function key. Function. All right. Keyboard is done. Let's put these all back in the case. This is the green with this fin here. Yeah, the fin catches light so nice. Look at that. Keycaps don't go with the weight. Oh my god, this Adam guy, dude. All right, well. Just a keyboard floating on the back of the Manta. Yeah. I have a feeling people probably will still prefer the this guy. This is super... I mean, this is super unique. Yeah, it's sharp. This one's a bit more like general classiness. The green has a different type of elegance. All right, let's see what this sounds like. An O-ring configuration. Ooh, these switches are snappy. I'm surprised the spacebar is this deep. Ooh. Interesting. Texture has been the highlight of the switches for the past month. Yeah. I think I do want to swap the spacebar, or maybe it's the mounting style. Maybe it's an O-ring spacebar thing. Oh, maybe the alphas are brighter because of the O-ring. I do love the alphas like this, though. I don't think I want to swap the alphas. These are TTC XPT switches. You know what? I kind of want to leave the spacebar though. I'm kind of enjoying it. Because that would mean I would probably have to swap this out for like a sharper spacebar. Because then it's going to sound like this spacebar, which I kind of want some differences in the Mantas. Interesting. I think there was a total of, including like backups and some friends and family units for the green ones, I think there was a total of 19 or something like that. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot, no. And then one of those Vasa green ones doesn't have a factory patinaed weights. Hold on, let's try something here. Let me try something with the spacebar. Let's see. Just wanted to reseat the keycap. You know what? I kind of want to leave it like this. I think my keycap's a little warped. I can kind of actually see it. It's my keycap. I can see it's higher on one side. I don't know if you guys can notice. See how it's doing this? That's not what you want to happen. So I think it's my keycap. Let me try the other keycap I have on this. Slight tiny warp. I would have to desolder. I never ended up... I thought it was kind of warped when you put it on. Yeah, it is a little warped. See, this one here is like perfectly straight. So let's see how this sounds. I'm pretty happy with this. Damn, need to straighten this keycap a little bit. Damn, damn, damn. Do you guys want to try the other mounting style too? Should we open it up one time? One more mounting style? I do want to probably end up back at O-ring though, because I want this to be the O-ring one. All right, let's give it a go. Last time we checked, by the way, almost all of the Manta builds, depending on which you end up using, sound very, very different. So there is some pretty significant sound differences that we probably will end up getting when it comes down to all the different Mantas here. I tried to unwarp a spacebar once, ended up looking like a Twizzler. There's a... I don't know. I don't want to say there's a few ways I've tried that succeed it, but usually a hairdryer is usually what I end up using. That's usually what I end up putting on it. Do you want to try grommet next? Let's try grommet. Grommet will be the more standard one. We can do the really light grommets. Or actually, you know what? Maybe we do the really stiff grommets. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the O-ring build, though. Pretty happy. Just put in the microwave for 30 seconds with a book on top. Damn. I don't know if the microwave will do anything. What if I tried Kohaku gaskets? I don't know. What if I tried those? I think just it is a lighter spacebar with this XPT switch as well. Boom. Wrap it in tinfoil first. Maybe a heavier spring? Perhaps. I'm not unhappy with it though. I'm still pretty happy with the spacebar. The sound of the switch anyways. So I don't think I'm gonna like rush to change it right now. Let's do these ones. Can't wait for schema. I'm very, very happy with the Mantas, man. They turned out so good. So good. Is the O-ring mount in the Manta different compared to friction mounts? The O-ring in the Manta is still gonna friction fit technically. I would say it's like, if I had to give you guys an honest like review on what it feels like in comparison, it's like 70% of the way there from like a traditional friction fit into a single piece O-ring build. I wouldn't say it's like identical, just because you still are technically screwing on a top and you don't have to like really friction put inside the unit here. Now this should be very different. I do think though, all three mounts have their unique feel and sound. If you want something really thuddy, like if you want deeper sound signatures, go with the full gaskets. If you want something, I would say more in the middle, just use the standard grommets. And I think the O-ring is still going to give probably some of the more nicer, brighter sounds overall, if you were to do that. No, the schema is going to be much cheaper. Like, I think technically it should be, at the very least, $100+ cheaper. At the very least. Dude, I think Type R's would sound sick in this board, man. Alright. Control. You can already tell there's a difference. Yeah. Huge difference. What's schema? Schema is the next one, and it's just going to be pour-on gasket. Just pour-on gasket. We're not doing anything fancy for mounting on that one there because we want a pour-on gasket mount. I think Bull and I, like, simultaneously when we were doing the work for that one there, we're like, how about we just do pour-on, man? We kind of miss a nice pour-on gasket. All right. Here we go. These are the white grommets. Way different. You know what though? I kind of like the O-ring better for this particular switch. Yeah, I kind of like the O-ring a little bit better for this particular switch. So here's a comparison, and this is both aluminum plates. By the way, a really nice plate to try is the PP plate for this board here. These are the, what are these again? B-Sons? Yeah, the Bumblebee linears. And then these are TTC XPT, XPC, bleh. These are TTC XPTs. What a mouthful. And then if you guys want to try here, because these are still both production units. This is one that I have hot swapped, so I will hot swap this one for you guys. What spacebar did you guys want to hear? These is with the grommets right now. You guys wanted to hear a spacebar, right? I like the new one a lot. Let me go find some switches. What do we got here? Here's a milky yellow. Oh boy, milky yellows are always a pain in the ass. I had a TTC one on this config. It sounded almost identical. Here's milky yellow. Milky yellow is nice. It is a nice sounding keyboard with the milky yellow in there. You know what else sounded really good last time I tried? Do I even have one on my desk right now, though? That is the question. Man, I don't remember what switch this is. Here is an HMX Electric Wave. We can try one of these. This might be fun to put in here. Ooh. Sounds like HMX? I mean, yeah, it has a very typical HMX sound signature. I actually have the Obscura in here right now, and I like the Obscura a lot in this. I don't have golden apples, no. Obscura supremacy. Okay, I'm probably going to switch back to O-Ring here after the stream's done. Because the O-Ring was kind of nice, and I kind of want to stick to the O-Ring. You know what, though? This is kind of growing on me, too. And then, out of curiosity, let's just see what the standard gaskets sound like, too, shall we, guys? The regular schmegulars. Oh, it's 5 and 6. Yeah, let's just try the regular ones. No switches. I have Obscuras in my Omni-type right now. It's great. Yeah, Obscuras are fantastic. I really like them. I'm big on them personally. All right. Gotta be careful. All right. Let's just try... You know what? Let's try the light ones. Or should we do the light ones or should we do the medium firmness? What do you guys want to see? Light? Let's see. How about no mount? Oh my gosh. So in theory, this should be a lot more compared to what we did on the prototype. This should have a lot more bass to it. Like a lot more bass. And I'm wondering if this is going to be changed now, because in the prototype unit, this was also, like the Manta had some contact issue that we knew about with the hot swap sockets and part of the, even the stabilizers, like there was just some contact happening. And then we're going to try one more thing after this. Because there is one more tweak we can do, which actually dramatically changes the Manta sound signature as well. Which is a pretty funny tweak, which is removing... Remember I told you guys can remove those silicone alignment pins / force breaks? Oh yeah, you can tell this is a huge difference. Huge difference here. Dude, I want a peanut butter sandwich. I'm actually not very hungry right now. I've been a little bit more like, I don't know, stagnant the last few days, so I really haven't been super duper hungry. All right. Totally different sound now. Yeah, this is very dense. The whole thing even feels a bit more dense too. It's exactly the way I remembered it. Okay, last thing we're going to put back in the O-ring, and then we're going to take out those, because I want the O-ring in. I really like the O-ring. Five and six. Love this sound. Hell yeah, guys. Night gaming, have a good one. The O-rings and the alphas were my favorite. Me too. I really like those. All right. Do these. And now our last swap of the day. I gotta say, the change for the black screws versus the silver really help sell this board too. The O-ring alphas, I think, were my favorite. And I have a feeling a quick little swap to the no force break pins will actually help change the sound even further. So in case you guys are wondering, these little things here, these force break pins, these silicone little circles, you can actually remove those if you guys don't want them. They are not adhered into the board, and then you can put them in later. They're just friction fitted into the board. So let's just say you guys want to try altering your sound even further. You guys can. And we did this during the prototype as well, where we just took these out, and it was a pretty significant difference. They do take a little wiggling to get out, but once you get them out, you can literally just put them back in. All right. Damn it, lost one. I actually got a whole bunch of extras in these. This is like an alignment slash force break. But what I found was it's totally preference. Rip, it's gone, man. Actually, no, it's right here. We good. It didn't get lost forever. I think the original intent Bold uses these for is mostly for alignment. They're not really great at force breaking because they're not really force breaking anything. They're mainly for alignment of the top case, but you don't really need it for this board. But we left them on because they do change the sound. Kind of aligns itself, to be honest with you. See? Don't really need that part. Still building the Manta? Oh, we just doing some different things, experimenting. Doing some experimentation. Little Manta, you know. Don't forget, guys, Bull has to dress up in a costume. Don't let him forget. We're just seeing some different sound profiles and stuff. Because there was some small differences that end up being pretty major for the board. I shouldn't say small. There's small design changes that ended up being pretty major that we made. That were very significant in a good way. All right. Beautiful. You can already tell there's a bit of a difference. Everything's a smidge brighter now. Just a bit. You can already tell. Too bright for me? That's why there's like technically, dude, there's a shit ton of way you can build this thing, man. Love the alphas on the O-ring. Freaking love this. There's no resonance at all. I don't hear anything. I think this is my favorite config right here. This sounds really nice. I think what it does is it's allowing the bottom to have a bit more pop. Like, it has a sharper spacebar now. All from just moving these. That's all we did. Yeah, here's the other board for reference. This one here does not have this removed, by the way. So this, to me, this deepens the spacebar a little bit. as well as some of the, I'd say the overall tonality of the keyboard. So if you guys did want to brighten it up, you just take them out. Like I said, there's no adhesives. They just put back into the, they just friction fit in. Much deeper. Different switch too, just keep in mind. But cool. I'm very happy. Very, very, very happy, guys. What do you guys think? Can you do O-ring with Type Plus? No. Unfortunately, you won't be able to do that. The MX2As are a bit sharper in certain areas. The TTC switches are a bit deeper. You can tell they have a more full bassier tonality. Fuck, I actually really like this. But I think that's kind of the charm of these TTC switches. Like, do you guys hear that? The alphas and just how full they sound? Really listen, like. Damn. That sounds nice. This is olive. Regular olive. It does sound really nice. Alright though, guys. That is pretty much the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was a fun process. I'm gonna go... I don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. Maybe clean. Yeah, that's it. Got Goodies, thank you very much for the Prime.
What a pleasure
Appreciate
to watch this cutie Sunday afternoon, or well,
Thank
the
you,
end
dude.
of it.
Do I have a creator code for TTC switches? I don't think I do. Probably would not. If you guys are looking to grab them, just grab them. I don't know who's vendoring them all right now anyways, so maybe one of the vendors I have a code for does, but... You guys have a good one. I'm gonna go rest up a little bit. Let's see, who can we go raid? Oh, Jay's streaming. What's Jay building? Have a good one, guys. Love you. Thanks for tuning in today. Was fun. Dude, this Manta looks so good. I gotta say, one quick look. The green turned out phenomenal. It looks so good. So happy with this. You guys have a good one. Love you. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We're doing more keyboard stuff all week. It's going to be a long week of keyboard stuff, but it'll be fun. See you guys soon, and good night, everybody. See ya.